Hey, everybody. Welcome back to Aces 53 with Ed Parcaut and myself, Brian Galke. And today is a Thursday. So what does that mean? It means that we bring in our special guest that we call the Joker. Why is it called the Joker? Because Aces 53 is attitude, commitment, enthusiasm, and smile. There's 52 cards in a deck. And then Joker's that wild card that'll help you have a better hand. So Joker's always somebody who has a special skill set or knowledge to share with everyone. It's going to kind of help out. So, Ed, you want to bring on today's guest?
Yeah, can you check your mic while we're doing that? So I'll bring on Robbie Cornelius. Hey, Robbie, how you doing?
I'm good, man. How about you?
Good. Can't complain. I'm still alive.
Still alive, ready to thrive.
All right.
Just,
I guess that's what you were looking for, right?
Well, less without the.
Yeah, it was. Since I hadn't been home and I was house sitting, it went away from my Shure mic, so I'm back.
Yeah, that's okay. It's just one of those things you need to make sure you know your tools and what you're dealing with. All right.
I don't know what to do with my hands.
Exactly.
I don't know what to do with my hands most of the time.
Well,
I resonate with that.
Yeah.
All right, Robbie, what are you doing? All right, I'm going to jump right into it. So
Do it.
I think it's been a year and a half since we spoke last. I could swear it's been a while. We've been doing this almost 2 years. And last time you were like shocking us, everything you were doing. And so what's new with you today?
Yeah, so I've really been doing, I always say I'm living as if I could die any day. You know, I'm really becoming very conscious about how important every single moment is. And so I've been doing, I did a couple movies. I've done a bunch of high profile commercials, one in particular with Jerome Bettis, writing books, doing mastermind speaking, you name it.
All right, stop right there. How'd you get in the movies?
So I don't know if you're familiar with law of attraction, right? So law of attraction states
the secret.
Yeah, whatever you think about, speak about, you bring about. So one day I sat down in my office and I wrote down, just playing around in my journal, that I was going to start being an actor. And then shortly after that, I got booked for my first commercial, then a second, third, fourth, fifth. And then at my office, not my home office, but my office in Alpharetta, Georgia, randomly a movie production company moved into the building. We started developing a really good relationship very quickly. And sometimes I would send some of my clients down there to see them about some of the services that they offered. And one day I walked into their office and I said, man, I really love working with you guys. I said, it's a match made in heaven. And they looked at me with their eyes wide open. They're like, what did you just say? I said, it's a match made in heaven.
Oh, we lost you. There we go.
And they said, we're literally working on a movie right now called Match Made in Heaven. And I'm like, wow. And they threw me the script. And then all of a sudden, a day later, they asked me if I would play the role in a movie.
Wow.
And then also, in addition to that, my neighbor is Don Morgan. He's been in a bunch of Marvel movies. And so naturally, during the pandemic or during the time where everybody was on strike, a lot of actors started taking it upon themselves to start their own film production companies. So what I did is consult with them about not only how to market and advertise the films that they were producing, but how to get funded as well. And so that also put me in the room with a bunch of actors, and all of a sudden I'm in rooms with people that starred in the Ozarks and what's the one with Sylvester Stallone?
Oh, Tulsa, King of Tulsa or whatever.
Tulsa King and things of that nature, because of my relationship with Don Morgan.
Nice.
And it's just been one thing after the next, man. And then I get the call about Jerome Bettis. Would I be in a commercial with him? And I'm like, absolutely. It's been a very fun experiment. And most importantly, it's taught me it's trained me to think differently about shooting content. You know, being on set, seeing how they piece the movies together has really taught me a lot. So just having fun with it.
So, and that's a good kind of segue for why you're this week's Joker. And that's because what's been in the news lately is TikTok's going to go away. And that was actually for a long time, that was your main platform, right? That's how you met Joe Ingram.
Right.
You know, that's how we all got introduced. Is you had a huge audience on TikTok, and then for a while you also went in on some other platforms. So one of the things we talked about on Tuesday was the fact that you shouldn't be on just one platform. If you're shooting material, put it across all platforms, see what sticks and what doesn't. And then that way, if you ever get your Instagram account hacked or you get kicked off of a platform, you still have an audience somewhere. So when you started diving into these other realms, how did you take your audiences with you to let them know where you're going to leave a platform?
Yeah, so for me, I'm only on social media for one reason. And that only reason I'm on social media is to make people aware of myself and then drive them to my offline platform. You know, when I say offline, I mean my own platform, my own community that I own, where I can collect their name, email address, phone number. Because if you have that information, then you can stay in contact with your audience no matter where you go. Because in software or in the world of this digital space, every big tech company knows that data is king.
Yeah.
Because data allows us to communicate with the people that have chosen to follow us or opt in for whatever reason. And so over the years, I've built an email list of probably 100,000 people or more just over the years, dealing with different businesses and, you know, online platforms that I've set up over the years.
Wow.
It's easier in the last 15 years to do that.
Right.
I mean, prior to that, what is email? And prior to that is, you know, we didn't, for the last 40 years, if you look at over time, it hasn't always been there, but over the last 10 years, greatly build your list, build the way you're supposed to do. And people, you know, only half the people are going, okay. And I mean, half of the half who are actually doing it. Like yourself doing it is amazing because you actually do so many other things from the last time we spoke that nobody else does.
Right. Yeah.
Now,
oh, go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, I'll finish. I got one more question after that.
Okay. Oh, I was going to say that, you know, most people are missing the mark. You know, I talk to a lot of people. I do personal brand consulting through my company, Web Asset Group. But what I find is that a lot of people are missing the mark. I've talked to people that have 1 million followers on a platform and they are broke. They have no money. They don't even know what to offer their audience. And when I first started running into that, I thought, man, this must be a mistake. And then time and time again, I would talk to so many different people with these massive social media followings, but they don't know how they're going to pay their bills. And so what I started telling people to do is, you know, it's very enticing for us to put social media at the forefront of what we care about the most as content creators, because you post a video, you get likes immediately, and then other people see you get likes, and then other people see you get followers, and that's kind of like social proof. But for me, what I value more than anything is my list of people that I've gathered over the years. Nobody can see when I post something and some of those people like it, you know, because it's happening behind the scenes. But at the end of the day, that's where the transactions are taking place. You know, that's where people are buying the courses and buying the products and booking the services through these email systems and through these online communities that I'm telling people to set up on their own.
Right.
Now, are you helping people set those up?
I was, but I've shifted. You know, I still have a consulting firm, which is, you know, the Web Asset Group. But that's more corporatized now. So what I'm doing for my personal brand is all about Mind Master Society. I care a lot about mindset and mental health and helping people live their best life. So that's what I'm focused on now with my time. Everything else is just systemized.
Okay.
For people who didn't see you the first time you were on over a year ago and they don't know your background, give them a little bit of where you started versus where you are today, because everybody has their limited mindset of, well, I can't because blah, blah, blah. So
before we go there, can I ask my other question?
Oh,
is
yes.
that okay,
Sorry.
Brian? Is okay? Can I do
Yeah,
that?
I guess.
All right. So I missed part of what you said about the film and stuff, but my question is, are you doing all your videos the same way they do film production?
Sometimes.
Right, making a script,
Oh no. What I think the biggest thing that I learned about film so far, and this might have been obvious to everybody else, is that when you look at a movie, it looks like this continuing stream of filming, right? But what I've learned is actually you meet at this house and you shoot this one scene in this one living room, and then we might go to the mall and shoot this other scene, but it looks like it's inside of the same building. And so what I've learned is to break up my content into smaller chunks and then string it together through editing to kind of tell a story and keep people's attention. So that's the number one thing I learned. And when I learned that, I'm like, oh, why did I think they were just running around with a camera the whole time filming every single little thing? But it's not that. It's a lot of stopping. It's a lot of we're going to film here and then we're going to tear down the set and then we're going to have to it's a lot of that kind of stuff. And that's what I've learned, to just be patient, with my content creation.
I was going to tell you,
I like
wave
how
your
for dramatic
arms.
effect, you just changed cameras.
Yeah. Just wait. He's cutting it up. So what happened earlier, we recorded that part and we just slid it in while he was talking. No, you didn't know that. See, I'm from San Diego and LA, so I knew exactly.
You knew that.
Yeah.
It's
never. Yeah. It's like, any movie, this is the house and this is outside the house, but everything that goes on inside is on a stage somewhere.
Right.
Yeah. Like Seinfeld, right? You go to the restaurant in New York. It's not the same restaurant that's in the movie. The outside is,
right,
but the inside is all a stage.
Right.
Well,
right.
And the whole reality TV show isn't reality TV show. There was a show that was filmed in my house, and it was supposed to be somebody else's house. So they just turned all of her photos around. And it's like, oh, that's where this guy lives. And so it makes you suspect about anything you see now. But
right, it really does. It really does. And we were talking about the camera that I'm using right now. Having a camera like that, which is the DJI Osmo Pocket 3, it allows me to be free because I care, anybody that's on social media, they should ask themselves, like, what is the most important thing to you? What do you hope to gain from this? And for me, I love living a life of freedom. So that means even my content creation should be based around freedom. I need a camera that is mobile, something that's easy to film, something that I can do myself and don't have to rely on somebody else to do it for me. And most importantly, something that allows me to distribute content very easily on all platforms. So that's what I care about when it comes to content creation. And again, I'm only there for attraction, to say, hello, my name is Robbie Cornelius, and here's what I believe about this. And if you want to know more about this, go to my profile and interact with me from there.
And you said
all I thought of is Dr. Dre once you said that. Hello, my name is.
You said that's the DJI Osmo 3?
Yeah, DJI Osmo Pocket 3. Hands down, literally the best camera you can get. It's phenomenal.
I'll post a link to it here in a second. I'm amazed because when you're saying that, it's only $500. So I would have thought it would have been something significantly more expensive.
No, and it's called the Osmo Pocket for a reason. It literally fits in your pocket.
Yeah. Wow.
There it is.
Okay.
Is that your link? So you make some money there?
Yeah, it is. That's my Amazon. So I'll put in the name of it.
Because what people don't know is once you jump on your link, for the rest for 24 hours, whatever they buy goes to you.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Yeah.
So we'll put in the name of it also. So we'll go.
Speaking of that, everybody's doing some kind of affiliate marketing right now.
They have to be. They need to be. Yeah.
Everybody. I mean, for me, I won't even wear a brand shirt unless I'm getting paid to wear it now because of social media. So a lot of the stuff I wear doesn't have a brand name on it, because if I'm not getting paid for it, why would I record myself wearing your shirt?
Right.
That's free advertisement for that company.
We'll put in the notes
100%.
for you, Brian. Don't worry about it.
What's that?
I said we'll put in the notes instead of
that's fine.
the video. Yeah. So people can click on it and go right to it. All right. Back before we went to what I needed to be answered, he was going to ask you, what did you do when you came on the last time? What are you known for? Right.
Oh, yes. Yeah. So for anyone that is kind of, a lot of people are apprehensive about putting themselves out there on social media. Or they're like, well, maybe I'm not qualified enough. I know there's a lot of people that feel like they have imposter syndrome.
Mm-hmm.
But for me, I've always wanted to be in front of people. I know that sounds weird because I was very, I grew up with a lot of insecurities. I had a near-death experience at the age of 7. I was hit in the face by a truck, so I always felt like I was like ugly.
Wow.
I dropped out of school in the 9th grade, so I believed at one point that all I could be was a gangster rapper, right? And then lost my father at the age of 16. So I have all this stuff that should disqualify me from starting online businesses and believing that I could help people and believing that I have something of value to add to the world. But I'm here to tell you that the only thing that's really stopping you is you. You're in your own way. You're not too old, you're not too young, you're not too tall, you're not too short, you're not too fat, you're not too slim. It's you telling yourself that.
Mhm.
And,
The other
and
camera picked up again.
sorry about that. And as soon as you can realize that, as soon as you start understanding that it's you telling yourself this stuff, is the moment you'll get out of your own way and start putting yourself out there. And I'll tell you the number one platform that everybody should be on right now,
Mhm.
and that is, it's the same one. It's YouTube.
Mhm.
And here's why. Even before this new talk of the TikTok ban, I started switching over to YouTube a whole lot more.
Mhm.
And the reason why is because every other platform is just a social media platform. Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, although I love TikTok, those are just social media platforms that primarily only lives on the smartphones of most people. But YouTube is on every smart TV. So
Ah.
so if people still associate with people they see on TV as being larger than life. And I think it might be because perhaps they're looking at them on a bigger screen, or
Mhm.
because perhaps there's something about our history that made us look at people on TV in a different way. So it's on every smart TV. So that means if you start a YouTube channel, you're automatically now in everyone's TV across the world. Number 2,
Versus their toilet when you're scrolling on everything else.
right.
Well, they can still have the YouTube on their phone.
You can
Yeah.
you can still do that too.
Don't worry, Brian. You can take it in there for the next time.
And this dawned on me one day when I pulled up my own YouTube channel on my smart TV and I watched a clip, and I'm like, man, this is good. And then I pulled up a couple of clients and I'm like, wow, this is like watching Netflix, but just
Mhm.
from, and then number 2 is every other platform for the most part makes it dang near difficult for you to get traffic that you have on your video off of the platform onto somewhere else.
Right.
In YouTube, you can fill that description under the video with the links that go to your offers, that goes to your email list. So it's easier to sell people over there. And then also number 3, every other social media platform, you're basically just interrupting people that are just mindlessly scrolling on social media.
Mhm.
But YouTube, 9 times out of 10, YouTube is filled with people that actively went to YouTube to search for a specific thing. And
Right.
when they see your content, now you might only get 20 views on a YouTube video, but that's 20 people that actively sought out your information. And I'll give you a prime example. I have a video. I'll say this. I have a video on YouTube that I did 2 weeks ago where I told my story and I broke the video up into 3 videos. The highest one of those videos, video number 1, has only 50 views. All right, video 2 has like 26 views, and video 3 has like 36 views.
Mhm.
Well, each of those videos were watched by people who search for a specific thing. And most importantly, they liked it so much that they decided to give me money for the video they watched for free. that's different than any other platform, and you could do it on, you could do it on TikTok as well.
Yeah.
Right.
But these are people that are actively following you. And then number 4, these are people that care more about you as well, because they're able to consume your content in longer form. So they get to know you at a deeper level. For me, everybody that I really, really follow, I find them first on YouTube and I just binge their content. I'm like, oh, this is good. This is good. This is good. And then I might follow them somewhere else. So those are my 4 reasons for shifting to YouTube. And mind you, I started a new mastermind called Mind Master Society, and everyone that's in that group now say they found me on YouTube versus TikTok, where I have 250,000 followers.
Yeah.
They found me on YouTube, where I only have 2,900 subscribers. And so it's a different audience over there.
I agree. So, and the reason I say that is I had somebody reach out to me on YouTube through a phone call because I posted a video about off-grid, buying homes off-grid, right?
Yeah.
And they called me because of that from the area. They were like, we're calling you because of your YouTube video that we found about off-grid, and we're trying to buy this house. It's off-grid, and everybody else is telling us they can't go this way, and you said it can go VA. Well, yeah, it can. And so, it works, because I haven't had the social media isn't the place that I've been getting it. It's YouTube that I've been getting the stuff from.
Right. And another thing too, guys, if you're gonna be full time with this, you gotta think about the money first. And I know a lot of people tell you not to. When I first got on social media, when I first got on the internet, I thought to myself, I'll just podcast, and my podcast will be so good that people will just donate money to me. And that was not the case. 2 years go by and maybe somebody donated $100. So if you're going to do it as a business, think about the money, and then, think about your passion. Think about what other people are willing to, pay you with their attention. And then also wrap the monetization strategy around that as well, because it's a tremendous opportunity for content creators right now.
Sure. Ed, you mentioned on Tuesday, what do you like to do? You do like to do 10-minute segments and then trim them down to 2 or 3. Is that what?
Well, I'm just saying, whatever your podcast is or whatever video you do, you want to cut them down to a 2 or 3 minute to a max 5-minute segment, at least 2 of those, and at least 3 shorts is what I do. And then that has helped get people to look at my stuff more, because I'll get the stuff on the shorts just go crazy on YouTube, like 4,000, for me, 4,000 to 10,000 views, and then they'll look at the other stuff, right? Even so, what I did differently though, which I should never have done, is I took my Inner Edison podcast off my main channel and created a new channel for it, which now, instead of having 12,000 subscribers, I only have 20 subscribers. But because I was told back when I did this to, keep your stuff over here, all about your real estate, anything other than that. Then later they came up with, oh, you can have podcasts now, and it's different than your regular stuff. Well, thanks. How am I supposed to get all that back over?
Of course. I mean, you have to pay someone. Okay. So,
oh no, I can do it. It's not
right.
that. It's just now I'm going to have to post everything that's, start all over and start promoting it back over on the other side, so going forward, have your channel, but then all your different things is your podcast, right? The different things that you don't do. Because I do real estate finance stuff is all I talk about. But then I also talk about your greatest confidence come from your greatest defeat, which is Inner Edison, helping the brave, which is for us veterans once we take the uniform off. I do this one. And then I also, and then I do something else. I don't remember now. There's just too many of them.
Okay. So,
but the one thing I have not done well is monetize them.
Right. And that's what you're leading me right to what I was going to ask Robbie. So we have another friend, Awesome Cossum, who he records an hour of content a week, and he breaks it into 10-minute segments. And then if people are interested, then they can go and later he'll post the full hour. What strategies do you have for YouTube, Robbie?
But first, he's Cossum. We're nowhere close to being Cossum.
Oh, no, I know. I know.
So, I mean, that's a difference. Strategy. That's like saying, Sylvester Stallone in like a week got over, 3 million subscribers on TikTok. Oh, shocking.
Yeah. Well, but his answer was simple: is he prefers to do an hour of recording versus shorts, and then he cuts it up. So I was curious, is that what you do, Robbie, or what's your strategy for YouTube?
So again, my number one priority is like just to be free. I want to live life on my own terms. So whether
Did you have something recently happen to you that you're in that realm now? Or have you
no,
always been that way?
For the last 2 years, I think I've been that way a lot.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
Well, so you've gone for random hikes. Like that's your favorite thing to do, right? Is just like take off and go get lost in the woods versus sit at a desk.
Absolutely. So whether it's like a day like today, yesterday I played basketball with the boys and I sprung my ankle. I got up, it was a little sore. So it's raining. I'm not leaving the house today, right? So I want to still be able to shoot content. Or maybe my ankle starts feeling better later on. And I'm like, you know what? I want to go hike Kennesaw Mountain today. And I go and hike Kennesaw Mountain. So my whole model is based off of flexibility. So I think about what do I really want to do today? And then wherever I go, I'll just film content wherever I am. You know, so I don't necessarily go to a place just to film content. I think about the place I want to go to, and then whether it's my office, sometimes I might just say, you know what, I want to go to my office and film a video there, and I'm gonna be working there today anyway. I got a couple of meetings, so I'll just film there. I went to Tallulah Falls a few days ago, and that was the most amazing experience. And while I was hiking in the present moment with my family, I pulled out my camera. I said, can you guys give me 10 minutes? Yeah, sure, Dad. We're tired anyway. I set my little tripod up, and overlooking Tallulah Falls, I stood there and I recorded a 10-minute video. And that was my video for the day. And then from there, once I get home, now I'll give you a prime example of how simple I've made it, because I used to do it completely different. But when I get home later on that night, after everybody's gone to bed, I'll download the video on my phone, edit it through CapCut, which is takes me 2 seconds because I'm not making a bunch of cuts. I'm just filming as I go throughout the day anyway. So it's already cut. It's already filmed like it's cut.
Yeah.
And then from there, I send it straight to YouTube. And I take the same video, not in vertical, but I take the same video, the same horizontal video, and I send that over to TikTok as well. And what I found is that TikTok, if you send YouTube shaped videos over to TikTok and you put the hashtag longer videos, all of a sudden you're getting 20, 30,000 views every single time you drop. And so I shoot for YouTube primarily. I don't think about shorts that much because you got Opus Clip, and Opus Clip will,
Oh yeah, we love Opus Clip.
Get opusclips.com, by the way.
But I used to do this. I was the guy that would film in the woods, and let's say 2 years ago, I would film in the woods, and before I leave the woods, I would literally stand there and edit the video in the woods and try to post it while I was in the woods. And that would take me out of the present moment with my family. So now I'm all about being present, being free, and I have a system. I start filming from the time I wake up to the time I go to sleep at night, but I do it in such a non-invasive way that my family doesn't even really know I'm filming. Yeah. And at the end of the night, I edit and I send it straight to YouTube.
Now you mentioned you. So are you using a team, or is it really just Robbie because you're enjoying the process?
Yeah, it's just me. I don't want to wait for nobody. I value speed. I value freedom. And also I feel like I'm an artist at my core. Like there's a certain way I want things to look. As long as it's not taking me longer than 30 minutes to an hour to do something, I'm good. Everything else I kind of outsource, but as far as my personal brand, everything you see is me, everything. And I have a system. I'll give you a prime example. I have a friend that opened up a wellness clinic, not a wellness clinic, but a wellness studio. You know, it's got the massage in there. He has the not the deprivation tank, but the whatever
cold plunge.
Cold plunge. He has all that.
It's
in
pretty
it.
much like that. But anyway.
Yeah. So I went over there, right? And I'm like, you got to film this, man. Like, this is amazing. Like, you need to do a commercial. And so I pulled out my DJI Osmo Pocket, filmed him. And before I left, had him a full commercial that looked like he put thousands of dollars in. And I did it in a couple of minutes. And so that's how fast I want to be right now with technology and in content creation and distribution.
So on other platforms, the whole thing was, depending on who you listen to, multiple times a day, 2 to 3 times a day on TikTok, Instagram, you know, do a story, do a reel, do all these things. What's your personal YouTube and or social media strategy?
Can I answer that? Because what I heard was you only focus on YouTube and you post on just the one story on YouTube, and then you'll post one thing on TikTok. Is that all?
That's it. And then
I just want to make sure I clear what I heard, because that's what I heard.
Yeah.
You're not into the, I got to do all these other things, because you're doing just you. And I get that whole handling it yourself to a certain point, because I had a team doing my stuff. And the problem was, I want the stuff I'm talking about today up there today, because it's relevant to today. And the problem is, it would take a week to 2 weeks before they could get it all up.
Right. Yeah. I had a team that was doing my stuff like that as well. They were fast, you know, they were from the Philippines, they were fast. But I just started asking myself, like, again, it goes back to, like, what do I really care about? Like, what am I gaining from? First of all, I love shooting content.
Right.
So I love shooting content. I love being free. And I actually love the I wouldn't even call it editing, because all I'm doing is uploading it at CapCut. And I just love that whole process. And, you know, it's kind of like how I built my web development company. I built it by doing it myself in the beginning. And then when I got tired of it, I knew who to put in place to get the thing done, because I knew every aspect of that business. For me, with content creation, it's personal. I'm looking at it like a daily diary. And the big secret is, I'm really only putting out content for my future self, so that I can look back on it. I'm publishing for 2 people, my future self, so that I can look back on it and remember the knowledge that I was downloaded with on that particular day. And number 2, I'm posting for my kids and my kids, so that they can look back, way back, you know, from the future, and see who their great grandfather was. I'm just documenting. And also, I'm not optimizing for views. I'm really optimizing for real people that have a real problem that I can really help them solve. So I used to get a kick out of, oh, my video got 1 million views on TikTok, or I got, you know, 250,000 followers on TikTok. I don't care about that. You know, I care about somebody that was really searching for my stuff, saying, damn, that video was exactly what I needed to hear. And I'm so happy I clicked on it and watched it. And I know that for me, the way that I'm shooting content, it's not for LinkedIn. You know what I mean? Like, sometimes I'll post over there, but for the most part, it's not for those people. It's not the content that I'm doing today. And it's not for Instagram, because one thing with Instagram, I think everybody has their niche, or their niche platform that works for them. Instagram is a whole lot of work for a little bit of output. And I'll give you a prime example. On YouTube, it doesn't matter if my video goes viral today or never, because it's evergreen content. YouTube is primarily used as a search engine. It's where people are going to search for stuff they really care about. And so I'll give you a prime example. I have one video on YouTube that makes me around $3,000 every single month. And that's because I recorded a screen recording of my screen recording of me reviewing this software that my web development company used.
Okay.
And I just titled it, whatever the software is, 2023 review. And people watch it and click my affiliate link and purchase the software, right? So that video only has like 3,000 views, but it makes me money over and over again, right? So it's evergreen content. LinkedIn, if it doesn't really get shared today, the chances of people actually coming across that content again is slim to none. You know, the same is true with Instagram. If it doesn't go viral today, the chances of people actually seeing that content tomorrow, it's slim to none. TikTok is the same way. But YouTube is different. It's effort put in, but it's consistent output forever for the rest of your life. You know, it's a game changer. And so I feel like, I'll give you a prime example. I have a client, and I know I'm talking a lot. Stop me anytime.
No, well, you got 10 minutes and I have to leave, but you can hang out with Ed.
Yeah, well, we can talk afterwards, but we'll finish this up. Yeah.
I have a client that had a barbecue stand. The barbecue stand made him $150,000 a year. After taxes and expenses, he probably got to keep $50,000. Well, he had a major health crisis come up where his hip got messed up. So he shut the stand down and started filming YouTube videos of him in his home making food. And last year, just on YouTube alone, in this first year, just with YouTube ads, he cleared over $90,000.
Wow. Going back to what you're talking about of YouTube versus the other social media platforms, and I like analogies. So for me, YouTube is like Amazon versus the other social media is like Walmart. You know, I've never gone online to search for what I'm going to get at Walmart. I know I need to go get one or two things. I may walk past something that I didn't know I wanted, but for Amazon, I'm strategically searching for something, and it may recommend something similar. That's the way I view YouTube versus the other social media, which is I'm going there for one thing, and I may run across something. But with YouTube, I'm searching, and so it's a more refined search, kind of like going to Amazon. Is that a good analogy?
Correct. That's a great analogy. And I will say this: right now, TikTok, there is a huge monetization opportunity right now on TikTok. I don't know how long TikTok is going to be around, but you know, speaking of Amazon, they added a TikTok shop.
Yes.
Well, that TikTok shop is, I know people personally on a really close basis that have quit their jobs and became 6- and 7-figure earners alone off of the TikTok shop.
Wow.
I know one person in particular did $100,000 in affiliate sales in December of 2023 alone from the TikTok shop.
How much?
$100,000 in sales. That wasn't his total commission.
Yeah.
But that was how many sales he generated just by getting an item off the TikTok shop and reviewing it, because TikTok made affiliate marketing very easy.
Yeah. Yes. I see it all the time on there.
See it all the time now. People are,
and they're hitting me up to do it, and I just haven't done it.
You should do it, but for stuff that you really care about.
He's not sure he's ready for his bikini body again to start doing it. That's the whole thing.
Here's a I'll give you a prime example. Here's a product that I just got today.
Right. So you're telling Brian he should be starting that TikTok shop, is what you're saying.
Another male model. I don't know if they can handle two of us on there. We actually talked about that on Tuesday.
Can I go one more?
Yeah.
So on that whole thing, the problem is, I'm very skeptical, and I get shit reached out to me constantly. Hey, do this, and we'll give you this if you do this for us. If you do this, and so you're like, okay, is this real or fake? And some of the times it's not real, and so you have to be. So you do have to be careful. What somebody needs to do is come up with a course on how to do that real quick.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and what I've done, I've started reaching out to them versus attending to the people that reach out to me.
Right.
Because some of the shops on TikTok, they'll reach out to me and say, "Hey, do you want to market these leggings?" And I'm like, "Bro, I don't wear leggings." You know?
Right. No, they reached out to me on a few things, and I'm like, I just don't know if this is
leggings are too hard for guys. You got to decide: do you wear one on each side, or two together?
Right.
32-inch thighs just don't go in leggings real easy.
Yeah.
Everybody on every social media should be driving traffic to their stuff. Everyone.
Well, and we talked about that on Tuesday. TikTok, you only have to have 5,000 followers, and you can apply to have products and go to the product store and be an affiliate. That's a very low barrier to entry versus Instagram and some of the other ones where you have to get up there. We were looking, kind of scrolling through YouTube. It's a minimum of 1,000 followers, but then you have to have X many amount of hours of watch time. Yeah. But TikTok,
but I know people who cheat on that.
Yeah. Well, I'm sure there's a way to do it.
Yeah, they paid one of those companies to quickly do that, so they're there, but then they build their traffic after that. So
yeah. Well, when I got started speaking, everybody's like, "Buy your followers," and I almost did, and then I was like, "No," and I'm glad I didn't, just for my personal thing, because now when people ask it and they go to Social Blade and these other resources, they see that I didn't do that, and there's not that huge drop where you have to keep buying because 30,000 people will drop off every month or something of that nature. But when you're first getting started, sometimes it's worth it to pay to pass the metrics. So like Robbie said earlier, so you can pay the bills.
Well, not only that, you can secure your names.
Yes.
And certain things, right? You have to get past a certain number to be able to do that. That's your name now, and that's your number. You need to, whatever. So you need to contact so many people to go, "Hey, can you do this for me?" And go back to
I like the video you did a few days ago, Brian, where you said that one of the biggest mistakes you made was you didn't brand as your own name in the beginning.
Mm-hmm.
And that's very telling, because I think we've all done it. When we get on social media in the beginning, we come up with an alias, but it's so important to own the digital real estate of around your personal name.
Yep.
Correct.
Because these days, one of the first things people do is you introduce yourself, they go Google you.
Mm-hmm.
And based on what they see determines how they treat you from that point on. And I've seen it time and time again, in good ways and bad ways.
100%. It was imposter syndrome when I got started. And now the funny thing is you can Google Brian speaker vest and I still show up. So I'm like, I've crossed that threshold. So
So in my industry, that was the big thing, is you always promoted yourself, then your company.
Yeah.
And I explained to the person who was handling my stuff when I first got it, they're like, "No, you need to promote your company." I'm no. My company could go away. It's about me. That's that. It's all about me. They don't care about where I work, what I do, whether I own the company or not. They only care about what I'm telling them and what we're talking about. And they always have to promote yourself first, then your company.
Yes. Because if you promote yourself, you can go stand beside any company.
Right.
And your people are going to follow you over there if it's in alignment with who they met,
Right. People know, Tesla founder before they know Tesla.
Right.
Elon.
Exactly.
And you want to be associated. If you're Elon fan, you want to be a part of Tesla. You want a cyber truck. You want to, you want to know about the Boring Company and whatever the internet thing is he's doing, Space Link or whatever it's called.
Skylink.
Yeah. Which is why Twitter did what it did when he bought it.
Sorry to cut you off. I think we're going to have you come back again a little bit later, but I've got to head out. So everybody can find you here at mindmastersociety.com. Is that
yes, sir?
Mindmastersociety.com. Awesome. And thank you for coming back on again. Like I said, for somebody who started off in TikTok, getting to know everyone, I think it'd be good for people to hear everything you talked about today. That is, get them offline. Ed and I talked about that on Tuesday. And then what is your strategy for if it was to go away, which it sounds like you've already pretty much migrated to that strategy anyway. but who knows who that will help save their business by you being on here today. So Ed,
thank you for having me.
Oh, Robbie, thanks for being here. Really appreciate it. I appreciate all of you being here, especially you, Brian. Couldn't have done this without you. The only co-host I like. I'm just kidding. I have a few.
You like me?
All right. On
You
other
really like
areas. Yes, I do like you. That's right. Again, we appreciate you being here. We do this for you. If the best way you can support us is just go to our YouTube channel, Aces53, subscribe, let people know about it. Again, thank you for everybody being here, and we'll be back next week.